Google's Nano Banana is now about a month old, and I'm still having a ton of fun with it. So today in my video, I want to show you 5 fun things that I did that are quick and easy using Nano Banana. Guys, I'm Bryon, half the Creative AI show, where we're 2 creative guys talking AI, putting videos up on YouTube every single day about fun stuff like this, the latest updates in the world of AI. So if you're interested in this, please give us a like and subscribe. So first one here I want to show you. This reminds me of when ChatGPT updated its image generator about 6 months or so ago. People were making like action figures and stuff like that. And Nano Banana is good at all that same stuff, but even a step better. So say, for example, here's my brother's race car. So I just uploaded this image, which of course now it's not wanting to show me, so you guys can see it here. So it's got the number on the side. Now, a couple things I want you to notice. Obviously, it's a Mustang, but it doesn't say Mustang anywhere on it. I said, make this car into a die-cast car model in the plastic and cardboard packaging. Guys, it did it perfectly, even to the point where all the stickers on the side, that one even's like the Flowmaster sticker. Here's his number 23. It says American Iron. I mean, if you really zoom in, maybe some of the font and the letters not so good. But here's where I'm really impressed. Look at the packaging of this car. First of all, down here it says Ford Mustang. Doesn't say Mustang anywhere on there, so it recognized the fact that it was a Mustang. And then it decided to put his number 23 and the race category that he's in, SI, right here. Look, you've got your Ford symbol, you got your registered trademark, you got the little symbols over here, you know, saying it's a certified whatever. Even like the plastic, there's little crumbles of the plastic in the corners, looking like this box maybe is not brand new. The shadow, the countertop that it's on, it looks like a real image. Guys, this is peak level AI image generation going on right there. And it's a fun thing. So it's like, you know, my brother's got this race car. Now he can have an image of, you know, his own die cast and stuff, and maybe even try to pitch it to a company to get one made. So pretty fun stuff. So, started with a fun one. All right, let's go to a more practical one. You guys might have noticed the thumbnails on our images are a little bit different right now. So what I did was I took my headshot that was taken, I would say maybe about 5 or 6 years ago. This is before all this gray happened here. There's a little bit on the sides, but for the most part, that is definitely a younger me in that headshot. So I said, first of all, I wanted to do a new thumbnail for these YouTube videos, which you saw Rosh and I have kind of updated our strategy a little bit here in September. And so first of all, I wanted a white background, which is fine, but I wanted my image to look exciting, you know, like, hey, draw people in. And you know what? It did it, but it made me a little too toothy. But altogether, you know, pretty good. I liked how it represented my hair. It's kind of got my under eye bags pretty accurately. But, you know, I think he looked a little bit cheesy there. So I said another one with a little less teeth in the smile. It didn't really fix it too much, but I figured that's about as good as I was going to get. So I said, all right, now add a touch of gray in the beard and make it a new, happier expression. Much more natural. I mean, this I could definitely believe to be an image of mine. And look, it even got the way the gray comes in on my beard on both sides just right. I was very impressed by this, to where I was able to take an older headshot of mine and update it to something that looks a little more like me now. And then I said, all right, that's great. Now just add a little bit of the gray on the touch of my sides of my head and stuff. Like, you know, 10% gray on the top, 20% on the sides. So it did that with the beard. And I said a little less gray overall. It didn't really lessen it too much. But altogether, I was like, you know what? I'm going to run with this. I like it. I like the smile. I like the gray on the sides and everything. Hey, now I've got an updated headshot. And I was able to use Nano Banana to get something that was pretty accurate there, so that looks pretty cool. So, all right, so that was number 2 of the fun things I've been doing with Nano Banana. Then obviously there's the die-cast one. Video I put up a few days ago where I made a consistent character. So this one, you know, I was able to generate a prompt, you know, to make sure that this is the same character in every one of these prompts. And then I was able to bring it on over to Google Veo and animate these and make a quick little short, about a 30-second short using Veo and Flow to be able to put these scenes together. So that was just kind of a fun Nano Banana thing, to be able to make that consistent character, which is that's something that for a long time Leonardo and Midjourney and ChatGPT, they just really struggled making that character consistent. So Nano Banana's been great there. All right, so this is where I wanted to move on, and I said, all right, I'm going to take a guitar concept sketch that, you know, maybe something that I've been working on for a little bit, maybe something I've been generating, and I want a 3D model of this guitar. And, you know, it ignored all of the other stuff happening here. And honestly, it made a really, really good 3D model of that guitar. I mean, the fret dots are a little bit off, so that's not so good. And it looks like it's a 7-string guitar. And 1, 2, 3, 4. We've only got 6 strings, but it's got 7 tuners. So, you know, there's some inconsistencies there. But if you take the original image, 4, 3, and 6. So, but it was accurate to the original image, which that's the one that looked like it had some consistency issues there with the pickups and everything being 6-string, but there's 7 pickups. Or 7 tuners. So, but anyway, that's just minor details there. It's all just has to do with the source image. But if you look back and forth as to how accurate it is to the upload, altogether, that's a really good 3D model that it generated just based off an image. So I took it a step further and I wanted to challenge it. And I did something kind of fun. So my son is in Spanish class. And so he's only 4, so he's making art like this. And he's the, you know, so this, they did, as a theme for that week, they did science. So here's Liam the scientist. So I uploaded an image, literally this piece of paper that he generated. And I said, you know what? I want you to take this and make it a Funko styled 3D character for my son's art project. So if anybody doesn't know what the Funco Pop type things are, they're like little animated or little characters that are, you know, like action figures, but they're thick, they're very round, they're a little bit bigger, they're like kind of hand sized. But check this out. So it took the inspiration of this and it generated, I was blown away, a Funko Pop. So the head shape is all kind of similar in these Funko Pops, but it even took the green handprint that was on the actual image that I uploaded. So here's that. You know, you see there's the handprint that was in the background of the red. And then it was smart. It even took the red of this, the background and his name and actually made a shirt here with his name. And it understood that this is a scientist. It even understood that this was written in Spanish. And it gave him a science jacket. I mean, these little details are awesome. And then take these, the bow tie, the glasses, and the hair. It took the exact image. So you see even the way that he kind of colored it in, it's the same for the glasses. Like, look at these 3 red stripes over here. Boom. 3 red stripes over here. So it extrapolated from the image better than I could have ever expected. So the bow tie, the glasses, and the hair are accurate. I mean, I think this is astounding steps forward in terms of AI generation to be able to create stuff like this. So please let me know in the comments some of the fun things you're using Nano Banana for. I wanted to share these 5 with you today because I was really impressed with the outputs that it gave me across the board. And I think it's going to become my default image generator going forward. Also, guys, if you haven't checked out the Creative AI Show, Rosh and I, every Monday, we talk 20-30 minutes about the latest updates in the world of AI and, you know, how we're making fun stuff like this or helping out our clients or just doing stuff for our own creative projects. So if you haven't done it yet, please like and subscribe. And remember, we're 2 creative guys talking AI.